Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Greens family. First of all, I would like to thank all our loyal viewers and subscribers who continue to support the Greens family by liking, sharing, and leaving those positive comments. We appreciate you so much. So, have you ever been in a situation hoping for someone to remember you, a family member, a friend, for someone to just open a door and say, be something in life, be successful, but nothing seems to be working for you? People taking your name and number, no one is calling. You're even wondering, is something wrong with my phone? People getting the job that is not qualified, and you're just there wondering, is this going to be forever? But then things start to change. Gradually, doors start opening for you in the blink of an eye. From not having nothing to do, don't know what to do. There is so many different opportunity. And people start to say, this person is so lucky. It has nothing to do with luck. It is your season to reap. There is a time and place for everything. So I'm going to share with you a quick story of when I used to go to school. And I remember a day I was blessed by a very old man that I will never forget. Around 20 years ago, when I was in primary school, one day I was walking home with some friends. And from school to home is around 3 miles. But after walking for the first mile away from school, there is a square. And when we reach to this square, we normally stop. If you have a little change, you would, buy some juice, a little chips, and talk for a few minutes. And then the group of us would hit the road again and walk for the next 2 miles to get home. Walking 3 miles from school wasn't anything. We used to it because back then we would do that 2 times a day, walk to school in the morning and walk home in the evening. If you have extra change after coming home from school, you could probably get a little ride, but that wasn't so often because you weren't getting a lot of money to go to school. So on this day that I remember like yesterday, when we stopped at the square and everyone was through and it was time to hit the road again, I was there sitting under a big tree and everyone was long gone. And an old man who we respect so much came over to me and said that, why am I not following the crowd? Why am I sitting down all by myself? So I said to him that, that it's just an hectic day and didn't really have any lunch today, so I'm just, getting an extra five to gather some strength and, I'll soon be moving on. So he said to me that you didn't have any lunch today, so I said, no. Reason, my mother didn't really have much, and 99.9% of the time is just she alone taking care of all the children. So what we get to go to school wasn't really much. If we take a drive, we won't be having any lunch today. And if we walk, the money is still not able to buy a good lunch. Maybe I can get a drinks or a little biscuit and that's it. But there are days when you get a little extra, depends on how she get paid. But I'm telling you that it wasn't really anything. But guess what? Our mother try her best to make us not look the worst. So we going to school, we always have good clothes, good shoes and stuff like that. And I have friends who I went to school with who think that I am so blessed and I have everything, but they didn't understand that it was just because we have parents who sacrificed so that we could not look as if we were the worst. But it was actually a sticky situation. So anyway, on this day, I said to the old man that I didn't have any lunch, and he said to me that, you want something to eat? So I said, sure. And he went into his pocket and he take out some money. And I think it was about around $500. But when he gave the money to me, I went into a supermarket immediately and I purchased a bun and a piece of cheese and a drinks. And I still have around $100 remaining. And because the money have a little more meaning those days, and I start walking, and I'm telling you, it was one of the best day of my life because I was like really hungry, feeling down, wondering when am I going to get something to eat, thinking maybe I can see a van passing so I can, like get a little ride or something to go up. And when that man gave me that $500, I'm telling you that all of the blessings and all of the money that I have received in my life, that was one of the most important. That was the most important $500 that I have ever received because I was desperately in need for that. And anyway, about 15 years goes by, and one day I did a little sell some pigs, and I was going to the bank to do a little saving because back then I used to do a lot of saving. Now I like to do investing. But anyway, I was going to the bank on this particular day, and I saw the old man who helped me. He was, a one-eye man, A lot of people who live around me know exactly who I'm talking, but that man was sitting on the exact same stone that I was sitting on when he blessed me with that little money. And when I saw him sitting on the stone, it just reminded me immediately what he had done for me. And I just went over there and I don't know, I just count off some money out of what we have, and we just put it in his hand. And him count it, him have one eye, but him take a look and count it, and him say, "Wow!" And him say, "All of this are mine." And I say, "Yes, man, that's yours." And he said something to me that I will never forget. Him said that he was actually sitting on the stone this morning, and him need something to eat, and him have some medication to get, and him is not the kind of person to actually go and beg someone. So him just that one and I pray to himself, and I wonder how him going to get this done. And it so happened that I was just passing the same time, saw him at the same spot that he blessed me over 15 years, but it couldn't come out of my mind. Like, I couldn't forget it. I couldn't forget about it. And he's long gone now. He passed away a few years ago, but I am telling you that it is one incident that I will never forget. Like, for example, when people do positive things towards me, I will never forget them. Anyone who helped me out in any little situation or anything at all, no matter how long it is, no matter how simple it seems to them, I personally will never forget it. And I know that a lot of people who is watching this video right now, there are a lot of people from your little community that you used to be around them, and they used to be a little help to you, no matter how small it is. Maybe them used to call you over and give you a slice of bread, a little tea, something when you were not able to do it for yourself. Maybe they used to, sew your little clothes, and probably you didn't have any money to do it, to pay them, and they would still do it for you. These are the time, you should just reflect. Take a moment, think back, remember these people. No matter how small it is, I am telling you, they will appreciate it, because most of these people used to be a blessing to so many different people, and now they are suffering and they have no help, no one to come and assist them, and it is very heartbreaking. But I am telling you that these are the things that help people to prosper. One of my main prayer point is, Lord, bless me so I can be a blessing. The Bible says a good man leave an inheritance for his children's children. It doesn't mean material things. It can mean a good name. For example, that's an inheritance as well. So let's say the father of the child used to be so supportive to your family, and they used to be a great blessing to you. Now the father passed away and his child is suffering. You should be an help to that child. Most people don't look at it that way, to say everyone for themselves, and if this person helped me, this is the person I am helping. But if a woman used to help me and the woman passed away and their children is there, I think I should do likewise and help the child. So that's just the way I look at it, and that's the way God wants us to live as well. So I hope this message and this little story of my growing up would, bless you in some kind of way. And another thing, children, when your parents is trying so much for you, next week is going to be back to school, and especially for those of you who have single parents struggling and doing the 9 to 5, even doing more than one jobs just to make sure that you go to school, have a good education, please do not let them down. Do not let them down. Please let them be proud, because they could have really just given up on you, and you could be having no one to care for you, and them really decide that even though the father isn't there, or even though the mother isn't there, they're going to take the burden by themselves, because they want you to be a better person than what they used to be. So please keep your head high and make them proud.